Hello, friends. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for smashing that subscribe button. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for all the great comments, and thanks for helping the channel grow. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us, Ray Benny Sports. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, TikTok.
Oh, everyone loves TikTok. We got some NFL talk, Winnipeg Jets and NHL talk. We got some shout outs and more, but let's start off with the divisional finals in the Canadian Football League. And let's start off in the East. We got Montreal visiting Toronto for the fourth time this year. Not visiting, but they're playing for the fourth time this year. How do you see this one shaking out? Who are you taking to win?
I see more of this game being more of a defensive battle, going back and forth. Both strong defenses this year. Not the not to say not the strongest of offenses, but they rely more on their D to keep them in games. Both of these teams. I picked Toronto, at the beginning of the season to face the Bombers in the Grey Cup, so I'm going to stick with Toronto here. I think they got the slight edge on offense. I'll take McLeod Bethel-Thompson over Trevor Harris, especially if they got to come out throwing.
Yeah. I'm going to take Montreal to win this one. They've been sneaky good. They've won 8 of their last 11 games. I wouldn't have thought that. These teams have played each other. I think the difference in points has been 7.
Yeah, I mean,
games.
You take out that last game, it was just backups, right? So the other 2 games was just 2 points.
I really like how Montreal looked against attack and especially how they were able to keep them to 37 yards on the ground. Toronto's rushing game is not very strong. They've averaged just over 80 yards. Yes, I know Andrew Harris
is back.
Number Trey, but he hasn't looked like the old Andrew Harris.
But it's playoffs. Here comes Andrew. Playoffs, Andrew Harris.
Yeah, can he do it without the noise of cannons? Come on, IGF. That's a field right there. There's too many memories. I can't let it go. So that's one reason I think Montreal can really stop the run, and that puts it on the shoulders of 3 last names: McLeod, Bethel-Thompson, and yeah, he's good, but I don't know if he'll be that good. And I actually do like Trevor Harris in this. He's just been consistently steady. Again, sneaky good. Over 4,000 yards this year. And not the start of the whole time with some problems in Montreal. But anyways, so I'll take Montreal.
Yeah, I think it'll come down probably to which offense can make the least mistakes or what defense can generate, more turnovers kind of thing. Toronto was good at turnovers. I mean, they led the league with 48 turnovers this year. Yeah. Right. So that defense is ball hungry, like it'll go after it. So, but Montreal the same way. I mean, they recorded 6 sacks in the Eastern semifinal. So that D can definitely ball, and that D line can definitely cause trouble for McLeod Bethel-Thompson. So I see it as a very close game. Like we said, those 2 games, where one was a missed field goal where Toronto hung on to win. Yeah. The next one was the Rouge Gate. Where the big Rouge won it for Toronto.
Yes.
The last game was, backups, but it'll be a good game. It'll be close.
And I think Montreal has a good chance if they can keep Trevor Harris upright. I saw this wicked stat this week. Montreal is 2-7 when they allow 3 or more sacks. They are 7-2 when they allow 2 or less. So that if they can keep Harris upright, he's not going to force an interception. Their running back last week, I can't even remember his name. He had a great run against Hamilton, just bowling through people and stumbling into the end zone. If they can have a decent running game, I think Montreal can win. If McLeod Bethel-Thompson, 3 last names, the law firm, BLT, McDonald's, loses this game, doesn't take the next big step up, is it time to move on? Not necessarily Chad Kelly, but is it time to move on?
If there's a better option out there, I could see them definitely getting in that Bo Levi sweepstakes. Like if he's an option out there and McLeod Bethel-Thompson's not signed after this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be like Ricky Ray. Ricky Ray went to Toronto. Everyone thought he was done. Ends up, playing some good years and winning Grey Cups.
Yeah.
Definitely could offer for Bo Levi. Toronto's got the type of team that they're very good. They got a lot of good receivers. Their defense is obviously really good. So if you can bring that all back together,
yeah,
I would definitely look at Bo Levi. But yeah, they lost in the East Final last year, Toronto, right? Yeah. So this is the next step. McLeod Bethel-Thompson's got to take that next step, win this game, and at least get to the Grey Cup.
Yeah, something about the city of Toronto, not just Ricky Ray, but also Damon Allen late in his career winning a Grey Cup. You just go there to give it a revival. The last couple of years, finish off that gas tank, and then you're out.
Yeah, for some reason it's always Toronto. You know, terrible for years. Get this quarterback, win some great cups, and you're like, what? So
I know. Let's go to the West and into IG Field behind you there. BC Lions visiting the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Like we said, a huge Western final, a monster Western final, probably one of the best ones we've seen in years. I'm going to take the Bombers to win at home with this one. I think the defense will be dominant. Like the Montreal Alouettes, weirdly, the Bombers have been just stacking up wins quietly. This is like the best wins ever in Bomber history, 15-3, and quietly doing so, I think. So I'm going to take them at home. Your thoughts on this game?
I'm going to take the Bombers as well. More of the seasoned veteran team. They've been here before. They're at home. Again, this game also, like we always say, defense wins championships, right? And I think this one will come down to the D. That can obviously limit the other offense, but cause trouble for the other offense as well. And I think that Bomber D line, you finally got Jeffcoat back in there. Him and Jefferson haven't really had a lot this year to cause havoc together with the injuries to Jeffcoat. So I think they'll be coming after work. And if he's limping or if he's slowing up, they'll get at him. And again, weather, is it going to be like it is today where it's snowing and some blowing snow? If snow's on the ground, that definitely favors the Bombers.
Yeah, well, like you said, if Rourke is not 100% and his mobility is not there, that's going to be an issue. Thank goodness the Bombers have been so good this year that they haven't had to push Jeffcoat back in there. He's had plenty of time to rest and heal up properly. So I'm looking forward to him being back on the field. I think the Bombers really should use Nick Dembski. Like you said, BC has a great defense, probably second best defense in the league in regards to yards, in regards to points per game, number one in the league in second and outs. So to remedy that, you got to use someone like Nick Dembski to keep them off balance. He's the Canadian Swiss Army knife. Is that a nickname? Or is it Canadian Army knife? No, Canadian Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife, yeah.
So
totally agree.
Use him to run, use him to move around, get that defense off balance. You got to use Nick Dembski this game.
Yeah, we saw what he could do late in the season. They weren't using as much early, then he got hurt. But when he came back in, they were using him all over the place, running, throwing, short passes, anything, long passes. He's definitely going to be a threat. I mean, I'm assuming Ellingson, Wolodarski are also back.
Shown.
And shown. And it looks like they're on full force there on offense. Their D looks pretty healthy. They're still missing a couple guys in the back end. But they should be coming out firing. But yeah, like you said, Bombers were number one in points allowed, or at least points allowed. BC number two. So it's going to be a tough game. And if the weather's crazy, it's going to be probably, even though these got two very good offenses here, you got two very good Ds. So it'll probably end up being a low scoring game.
I hear Chris Walby and Bob Cameron were on CJOB. What was I going to say about Chris Walby and Bob Cameron? What are you just talking about?
Talking about strong Ds. It doesn't matter how good the offenses are.
Oh, my thought just left me because I was thinking of the noise. I totally lost. I was like, okay, I got to say about Chris Walby. And then I was looking at my points noise. And then I was like, man, it's going to be so loud. And then I'm like, what was I talking about again? So anyway, which way, forget what Chris Walby and Bob Cameron said. If it pops back in my mind, I'll go back to it. But the noise, it will be a factor. I got a brand new cowbell, bro. I got a brand new cowbell and it's going to be loud. And like Mike O'Shea said, they brought a lot of energy last year. I can't see it being different this year.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be loud in there for sure. We'll be screaming right from the first kickoff and even before that. And that'll definitely be huge.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll put my hand up because I remember it now. Is it
You'll teach.
Yeah. Before I forget, is DeMario Houston, is he a possibility?
Oh, that's what I didn't notice his name on the injury report thing when I was looking at it today. So
okay,
I'll have to look into that for sure. That'd be huge if he's back.
Yeah. See, that's a huge point. It's good that I had to put my hand up and be like, yo, I remember it now.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you were talking about a second ago?
I was just going to say, going back to the noise, the Bombers over the last two seasons are 15-1 at IG Field. And that doesn't include, the West Final. So 16-1, right, at IG Field. So, it's a tough place to play. They lost to Montreal earlier, but when this place is full, like even last year, you saw Bombers offense committing turnover after turnover. Saskatchewan couldn't capitalize. Bombers are like, okay, we're going to take this game then. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we'll see that again, and that crowd will be bumping.
We'll see if Nathan Rourke can handle the big stage, because this is a big stage in the CFL now. This is the loudest stadium in the league. It's going to be crazy.
Well, and then you got that thing where the Bombers have won a lot over the last couple of years, back-to-back champions. Of course, everyone's going to want to knock them off. Fans are going to love it if BC knocks them off, right? Or if some team does. So, and then you leave out of there on a high if you finally knock this Bomber team off.
Yeah, it's encouraging seeing reports of Adam Bighill being at the facility at 5:50 in the morning.
Jesus, guy's crazy. I can't even get to work on time half the time for my own job that starts later on.
Yeah. We're like 9 is too early. In my field, 9 is too early. We don't start working till 10, bro.
There you go. And are you there? You were there at 6:30 in the morning, waiting for the doors to open?
My head's still on the pillow.
Exactly.
Sheesh.
That dedication, man. That's what wins it. That's what wins those championships.
That's why he has rings and I don't.
Yeah.
Battle of the best QBs, without a doubt, here in this game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Jeez.
It would be interesting to see Rourke in a full season, how he would stack up, over a full season with Claros. But Claros is the savvy veteran, knows how to get things done, not necessarily needs, balls downfield, bombs downfield to look good stat-wise or anything like that. So We'll see if Rourke can match him.
Can you see Toronto and or Montreal beating Calgary?
Calgary?
Yeah.
Depends what Jake Meyer you get.
So I think we should just put this noise to rest that, BC and Calgary have to play each other. We're missing an opportunity of having best teams. Calgary is not a top 3 team, in my opinion, right now.
Well, I mean, you look at who they beat. They lost the Bombers and they lost pretty much to BC.
Yeah.
To a 2-1, right? So, they may not be as good as everyone today. They beat up on the crappier teams. They made sure they beat the teams in the East when they had to, and they beat up on Saskatchewan and Edmonton.
Yeah, like there is sometimes an argument for playoff restructuring, but I don't think this season can be used as one. Like I get it, the East wasn't as good, but Calgary, meh.
Yeah,
it's hard to suck.
Yeah, it's hard to say because at some point it's going to flip around and the East is going to be more dominant. I don't know when, but at some point it will be, right? So
not in 2024.
No, it's not coming anytime soon.
Let's move to football south of the border. Let's start off with some midseason NFL awards. We got MVP, offensive and defensive rookie of the year. We got defensive player of the year, and we got offensive player of the year. How about we start with offensive player of the year? Who you got so far?
I got Tyreek Hill right now.
Yeah.
76 receptions, over 1,100 yards, 3 TDs. He's got the most receiving yards at this point in any season before. So, he's that top guy, and he's been dangerous on a brand new team.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot part of his success too is because of Mike McDaniel.
Yeah,
he knows how to put people in the right positions for success, and that doesn't take points away from him. He's crazy. He's the cheetah. But I'm going to go with the running back here. I'm going to go with Derrick Henry. He's, I think, the most dominant offensive player in the league. I firmly believe the Titans might be 1-7 or 0-8 without him.
Oh, they'd be terrible.
How, like, whenever you're a running back to consistently maybe hit 2,000 yards a year, that's crazy.
Well, and to think of how many carries he's had over those years, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, even last year when he got hurt late, you're like, oh, his body's breaking down. He's not coming back. Dude came back before in the playoffs when he wasn't supposed to, and hasn't missed a beat this year.
This guy's bigger than most running backs.
Yeah.
How's that fair?
He is huge. I couldn't even imagine getting down to try and tackle him at all.
I would imagine that's a nightmare. Better wake up.
I'd be on the ground after that. I'm like, I'm not getting up.
Well, I'd be going to the sidelines. Right? I'm like, peace. Hit the gap rate? Hell no.
Nope.
Let's go for defensive player of the year. I got Micah Parsons.
Agreed.
This guy is everywhere. He's elite pass rushing, elite run defense, way above average coverage skill for a guy that size. Jeez, Micah Parsons.
Yeah, totally agree on that one, and I agree with everything you said. He's been a dominant force in that Dallas D, and he's helped that Dallas D. Even last year wasn't expected to be very good, but he's helped that D, reach top 10 in the league, even better sometimes. And even this year now, they're up there, and they're tough to beat.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone patrol the field like that since Troy Polamalu, just to play all over the field.
Yeah,
crazy. Defensive rookie of the year, who you got?
Sauce Gardner. A couple INTs. He's got the highest 13 passes defended in the league, which is the highest. It's not a rookie high.
Yeah.
44 tackles, and it's just it's crazy, man, to think what he came in his first year in the league and is able to do that.
Yeah, I like some of that sauce, bro. He's
Yeah.
long, he's lean, and he's just full of swag like you want in a DB.
Yeah.
Putting
Yeah,
a
he's not
cheese head
scared.
on.
He's not scared. He went up with Diggs last week and didn't back down.
He put the cheese head on in Green Bay. Good for you. Offensive rookie of the year. I got Kenneth Walker, the third. That guy's talk about a guy with size and a running back, but he has vision and speed, and he can move in the hole and more mobility than Derrick Henry. I like that dude.
I had him on my list here too. I was kind of deciding between Damon Pierce or him, but so I'll give it to Pierce right now. But Kenneth Walker is definitely coming up there and probably will take it by the end of the season. But good rookie season so far for Pierce on a terrible team like Houston, 678 yards.
That's good.
Yeah, he's getting it done so far. So we'll see over the next 8 weeks. 8 games still left. But
yeah. Who's your MVP?
Patrick Mahomes. Dude is getting it done. Even in a game against Tennessee last week, a lot of passing yards, but couldn't get in the end zone. And he's just like, I'll take it myself. I'll do this myself. So
yeah, and wins the game.
Yeah, he's back to that level again. It's he beat up on the Niners pretty bad. So I watched that game, and he was unstoppable.
I agree. He's something else. He's the best quarterback in the league. At the beginning of the year, everyone's like, Jake Allen. I might have said Jake Allen, but
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Who's Jake Allen? He's nobody. That's the guy who delivered my paper. Patrick Mahomes has just been a much better quarterback than Allen this year. So those are our midseason NFL awards. Put yours in the comments. Talking about my paper boy, Allen, status up in the air. His arm is hurting, so I'm not going to get my paper. But how about the guy on Buffalo? Also, status in the air. Case Keenum is up next. And against the Vikings. Thoughts?
He gets to have a revenge game against the Vikings for tossing him on the side.
Yeah.
He's probably played them already in the last few years, but that's big for the Vikings. They get to catch another break. They've played a few backups so far this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to discount their 7-0 record too much, but they've played a few backups. So this would be very good for them if they get to play another back in Case Keenum. Buffalo's still got a good offense, I would think, but it just depends if Case can execute it. But Buffalo wants Josh Allen, and losing Josh Allen is going to be big, especially when that AFC East is getting tight.
Like, is there lead running back David Singletary?
Yeah, Devin Singletary.
Like, if they had a better running back, then I'd see them having a chance against the Vikings, because the Vikings defense is playing well too.
Yeah.
So without Allen, no, I don't think they're going to win. Too bad. I don't think he's going to get his revenge, which would be nice since he won that, like, one of the craziest games in Viking history. And the next season, right? See ya.
Gone. See ya. We're bringing in Kirk. I agree. Buffalo will have to get that running game going. I agree on that, because Keenum doesn't have the escapability or the running ability that Josh Allen has. So they'll need that running game. And if you're the Vikings, you're probably going to queue down trying to stop that running game.
Oh, just even the box.
Even Diggs, though, man. Diggs he wants to get revenge on this team too. And he's not going to be happy that he doesn't have Josh Allen. But him and Case Keenum
to Diggs.
Yeah, exactly. It just popped in my head going right there.
There's a story. Watch that game, fans. We'll talk about it next show. Let's talk about some NHL. The Winnipeg Jets really looking good lately. Most recent win against Dallas to take first place in the Central. Can they sustain this style of play? If no, what would prevent it?
It depends on Hellebuck. Hellebuck has been spectacular so far. I know we've talked about him a lot over the last few years, but he is back to that form. Like, his save percentage is over 930. Goals against is down as well from last year. So he has definitely helped right that ship early in this year. But the last 3 games, to me, can they carry those 3 games over to the next 3 games? Now that Bonus is back there. I was about to say Bowman. Bonus is back there, and he gets to get his system in, work with that system. If they can carry that over, then this will be sustainable. But, if they go and play in Calgary and revert back to how they played against Vegas or the Kings, then we're still not there yet. And it's going to be an up and down season.
Yeah, I definitely think this style of play is sustainable, but definitely takes the pressure off our 6D, whoever the 6th is, and really puts it on the emphasis or the impetus on team defense. And, they let 23 shots last game?
Yep.
I think that's sustainable. If they can keep those shots down around 2025 and Hellebuck is playing the game that he plays well, it's definitely sustainable. The only thing that doesn't make it sustainable is injuries. I know I've talked about that a lot this year, but it was a problem last year. They led the league in starting games lost, uh, and they're like 5 games off a playoff spot. So if they can stay healthy, I think they're good.
Yeah. And well, we already saw Oilers is gone. So it was a little bit rough when he was first gone. But like you say, that top six, it's a good top six. But anything behind it takes a hit, right? Like there's no guy on the third line that jumps immediately into that top six and doesn't miss a beat. Appleton's playing fine there, but he's no Oilers,
Oh no.
He's not even a Wheeler kind of thing. Like he's good where he was on the third line. He'll chip in a goal here and there, but you need Oilers back. You need that top six roaring and that power play to keep going to help this team move. They haven't scored a lot yet. I mean, they have. Their 5-on-5 scoring is not the greatest, but they're getting it done on the power play so far in the last little bit. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm still not totally sold, but I like the way it is looking.
I like Appleton's motor. I think him playing first line minutes right now, and then when he goes to the bottom six, he is going to be a problem for teams. He's going to be a problem. And he's going to elevate that third line, whoever it is. And Lowry's already starting to play better.
Yeah, it won't hurt Appleton.
No, it's going to be. I think this benefits the team a lot. I can't wait for Oilers to come back, obviously, and see Appleton. And Harkin's got some time, too.
Yeah, what do you do, though, when Oilers comes back? Someone's got to go. Is it Harkins again? I can't even say his last name because I can't really remember it. Hyphenated guy, the guy with the long blonde hair or whatever.
I got you.
He's been playing pretty well, too, so who are you going to bump off?
Yeah. It's a good problem to have. So yeah, I think they can sustain it. You don't quite buy in, so we'll see.
I want to see more, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
NHL Power 5. Let's go from 5 to 1. I got the Dallas Stars on 5. Still a solid squad on both sides of the puck. Who do you got at 5?
See, this is where I'm going to give them their praise, and I put the Jets at number 5, bumping Dallas out of there. See?
Oh, okay.
See?
Okay.
This may be the only time I get to put him in the top 5. So.
Jeez. Negative Nelly over there. I got the Winnipeg Jets at number 4, plus 15 in goals in the last 7 games. Pretty good, mostly because of their great team defense. But I got the Jets at 4. Who do you got at 4?
I got the New York Islanders at 4. Starting off,
sneaking in there.
Yeah, starting off. A pretty good season with Lalonde. It's Lalonde, right? Yeah, taking over for Trotz.
Donnie Lalonde.
I can't even think of his first name. It wasn't Donnie though, but we never thought Trotz was the issue last year. The Islanders ran into some issues last year with their arena, playing games on the road, blah blah blah, COVID. So they're still a very good team, and they're starting to take off on that this year. So I put them at number 4.
I got the Boston Bruins at 3, highest scoring team in the league, unbeaten at home, and they got Charlie McAvoy tonight, and he got a goal. They're a good team. I got them at 3.
I got the New Jersey Devils at number 3. They're finally hitting their stride with all these picks. Vanacek's having a good start to the season. And it's good to finally see them back, maybe not dominating everything, or back at the top of the league and seeing if they can sustain this for the whole season, because they've been building for a little bit now.
Yeah, they give Martin Brodeur an extension. In the hockey ops there. I got the Devils at 2, second hottest in the team right now, second hottest team in the league right now, 8-game winning streak with a win tonight. They just beat Calgary and Edmonton on the road and then beat Calgary again. They're on fire. Who do you got at 2?
We just flipped our number 2 and 3. I got the Bruins at number 2.
Gotcha.
Again, every time you think the Bruins are done, McAvoy's out, Marchand's out for a bit, you think they're going to struggle. No. That team just steps up. Pasternak's, on fire right now. And they don't miss a beat, and their goaltending from Allmark has been fantastic. Another one with over 932 save percentage.
Yeah. So Cam Neely is doing something right.
Something's right. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we got to have the same number 1, because the Las Vegas Knights are going crazy. They also won tonight. So that's 9 in a row. And they have a rookie goalie. What's his name? Logan
Hill?
Thompson.
Well, Thompson played a bit last year, right?
Yeah, is he? He's still a status.
I don't know how many
games
he had played,
he's
but
a status rookie. Oh, you
But
look that up. But they have
I'm
some
gonna
good
look.
goaltending right now, and so
Yeah.
far, and so good goaltending that they had to put Brossois on waivers. I wouldn't mind having that dude back.
What's the cutoff for rookies? Is it 20?
I can't remember.
Well, he
He's a
before this
rookie.
season he played 20 games total over the last two. So, but
Just-
he's got a pretty good story from where he came from. Like he didn't get into any colleges anywhere else. He somehow got to play for some ECHL teams, and then he worked his way kind of up there.
Boy.
But the biggest thing, and that's we all thought, with Lerner out and then Brassard out, that the goaltending would be their problem, right? And that would let them down. But it's their goaltending that's carrying them almost, because even Eichel, he's the highest point total on that team, and he's only got 15 points total. So
this damn expansion team, good since day one. And they fired their day one coach in Gerard Gallant. Where is he now again?
New York Rangers.
Oh, right.
It's too bad he couldn't have been here, but Bonus is doing fine. Bonus is doing fine.
Again, negative Nelly over there.
It's just we wouldn't have had Maurice for any part of last season at all.
Come on,
whatever.
Friends. We'll get
digress.
him on side.
That's in the past.
We'll get him on side by the end of the year. Oilers struggling, and now they're going through Kane. Now Kane is out for like 3-4 months over that crazy injury, obviously unintentional. That's always scary to see. That's the scariest injury in sports, I think. Like that I've seen so far.
It's like flashbacks of Clint Malarchuk. Remember,
right
and just seeing that. And if Kane wasn't alert right away, or if there was somehow, say, even a pile up there, that he couldn't get to his wrist right away, like anything could happen there, right? Yeah. But he covered it up right away, got off the ice right away, and they helped him out right away. So it was good to see that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is scary, and you're watching that going, something looks so innocent kind of thing. And
the panic in his eyes, just the panic in his eyes. It's like, wow, I've never seen you skate that fast. And of course, because you think your life is like in danger, and you are, because every time some guy gets like a crazy hit and he gets knocked out, and there's a huge scrum around him, I lose my mind.
Oh, I know.
Because your face is right there near the skates and everything's exposed. You can't protect yourself. That's what can you do? Like, you got to have sharp skates. You're not going to put them on rollerblades.
No, and those guys are nice. A lot of them are probably getting their skates sharpened almost even in between periods too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, and it is, the crappy thing is, even the play that led up to that, it looked like he kind of got slew fitted by, I can't remember who that was, but he got taken out awkwardly. So even the way he fell was awkward altogether. And then just being exposed with his wrist out there, it's like, scary. But he's good.
Surgery. Yeah. Go ahead.
Just out. He's out for 3 to 4 months, but I guess they got him back before playoffs.
He's still in Florida. They met the team in Fort Lauderdale, going to travel back with them to Edmonton. 13 points in 14 games. You don't just replace that. I don't think they'll be in the market to trade right away. I think they'll see what they have on the roster. Some people think they'll put him on the LTIR and might do a Tampa Bay move, but that's a long time away. So a lot of Edmonton folks are thinking that they'll see what they have in the system. Bring up 3 or 4 guys, give him some flexibility, and maybe give Warren Fogle a shot with some more ice time.
Yeah, he is on a long-term injury already. But like you say, if it's 2 to 4 months, he's coming back, February, beginning of March. That's not playoffs. So it's almost tough to spend any of the money that he would be, allowing you. But yeah, you got to bring someone up, bring people up. And if you do trade for someone, you're going to have to probably get rid of someone else at some point, to cover that salary after. So
if you're going to do the trade, then you'd have to keep him off until the playoffs. You'd have to put that $5 million on the side. Hopefully the team makes it and then bring him back like Tampa Bay did.
Yeah, but at least with Kucherov, it was a season-long ending injury, that they could last it long enough. Yeah.
See, you did that too. So that's what I'm saying. This one's obviously a bit more apparent that they be doing it, but they can say, hey, we're rehabbing, make sure he's all right, because that's a crazy injury.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Got any shout-outs?
You know what? I'm going to shout out the Winnipeg Ice of the WHL, who are off to another hot start in that league. And playing pretty well, winning some big games. Hopefully they can keep it going and make another nice run into the playoffs.
That's a good shout out. And they are looking good.
I have to go check out a game.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go.
That's been on the agenda for how long?
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
I can't go to an ice game until like February. So
we're going in February then.
Yeah. Any fans out there, if you can hook us up with some ticks, that'd be great. That'd be great. I got a shout out to talking about Winnipeg hockey. I got a shout out to the Winnipeg Jets, not because they're on fire, but congrats on a successful Filipino Heritage Night. Rave reviews about the logo, rave reviews about the food. A good friend of mine, Mike, his kid got to skate with the Jets in warm up and have the flag representing the Filipino nation. Great anthem also by the Filipino choir. I wish I was there, but I was here with you.
Yes, we were.
Even better, right?
Exactly. We're, you don't want to be anywhere else, right?
Benny, you got anything to say to our friends?
I didn't hear you.
Yes, yes, I wouldn't. I'd rather be here than anywhere else.
Thank you. You're so kind.
I know. What do you got to say to our friends now?
Yes. Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget, subscribe, follow, check us out, and have a good weekend. Go Bombers.
Oh, go Bombers. We're going to be there. We're going to be loud. I can't wait to give y'all some more cowbell. And in the famous words of Ed Whalen. If y'all know who Ed Whalen is, he is like the legendary announcer for Calgary Stampede Wrestling. Check out Tales of the Territory by Vice, produced by Dwayne Rock Johnson and Danny Garcia. Why am I giving him a promo? They're not giving us money. Watch it anyways.
Rock, send us some money.
So the quote from Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another edition of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. Hey, you know who sucks? Ticketmaster. Rather, like a friend of mine went on this app. I won't say what the name is because they're not giving us money either. And he got a ticket that Jets game like in 100 section for $60 American.
Holy.
What does
That's crazy.
What does Ticketmaster do?
Charge you fees, man. They charge you fees when you buy the ticket, and they'll charge you fees again when you sell a ticket. They're double dipping on that. It doesn't make sense to me that how that's even allowed.
Yeah. Watch that somehow they're infiltrating my internet and they're gonna cancel our tickets to the West Final.
No.
Watch
it. We'll just sneak into that stadium. We've snuck into a rink before.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.